chaos gardening and the art of overseeding. The bird feeder fallacy. Strategic overseeding may feel like feeding the birds. Chaos gardening may seem chaotic, but there really is structure to the chaos. Nature is its own companion. It'll work things out if you let it. Now, I've only put a few things in the ground, but I've let nature kind of take care of the rest. Since we've started the deep mix mulch gardening, we've decided to embrace the chaos. I've got beets, I've got amaranth, we've let dandelions and clover grow. All of this is edible. All of this has come up on its own. We've got basil, I've got beans, oregano. They're all come up on their own. We've just let it reseed. By letting a few things go to seed that we like to eat, we're helping that natural selection. The strong does survive. Now the seed that's going to come off of this plant was born here in this mixed deep mulch. That seed's going to be stronger than any seed you can buy in a store. Now, of course, there are a couple things that will come back on their own that might be invasive. That's why you want to plant what you like to eat. Right here, we've got Jerusalem artichokes that have come back on their own. But I want this to be invasive. I want that harvest. I don't want to have to do anything to get all that food. But then on the other hand, you got mint. You gotta be careful. Even if you like mint, you plant that in your garden, it's gonna grow underneath that surface. It's gonna pop up everywhere, deep mulch or not. This is very, very invasive. Now we've put it in a container, and that way we can kind of control it, because there's nothing like fresh mint in your garden. And the fun thing about something that looks messy, you got some turnip greens and a nice little turnip. We just scattered, we just scattered seeds. Selective seeding. And here's another patch of Jerusalem artichokes that have come up on their own, and some more cilantro. And I've got cilantro growing everywhere. But I'm going to take a swing around and see what else has started before we've started to really plant. Now, if you can handle what looks like a chaotic garden, you're going to be able to eat fresh every day throughout the summer. And look what we found here with some carrots that came up on their own. Even if you're not at the stage where nature is planting for you, you want to mix things up. You want a companion plant. That life in the soil, the mycorrhizal fungi, it all works together. And if you look at your yard or look at a field, plants don't mind being right next to each other, especially natural selection. They'll figure out who their neighbors are. There's a few things that you don't want to plant in there. Fennel is one of them. You want to kind of keep that out of your garden. The other thing, mint will just take over. It's not going to hurt the other plants, but it's going to be pretty invasive. Our banana looks like it's made it through the Oklahoma winter. I didn't know if it was going to come back, but it looks like maybe we might get bananas this year. And that brings us to today. And today is Saturday, and you know what that means. We go to you and we celebrate what's going on in your garden. This is where we get ideas. This is where we get inspiration. And I get the motivation to come out here and show you just exactly what's possible in a garden while I'm pulling something for dinner. But let's take a look at some of our contributors. I'm going to start off with Art down in the Tulsa area. He's got a little heat island advantage. He's already got squash. The peppers he overwintered. They've got peppers coming on. And we've already looked at his bananas, which are doing much better than mine. Art, I can't believe it. I sure appreciate you sharing, and we look forward to seeing how your garden grows this year. Now, it's a good thing I got wires all over this garden. We got beans coming up everywhere. I'm just going to go ahead and take a string and run it up, and we'll trellis these. This used to be a walkway. Now it's going to be free beans. But let's take a look at Linda's garden. She was afraid she started planting a little too soon. Now that the banana's coming up here in Zone 7, Linda, I think you're going to be okay. And I definitely love your setup. Your greenhouse/predator protection is wonderful. We look forward to seeing how your garden grows this year. Linda, thank you. Over the last couple months, we've talked a lot about putting mulch down and remulching. Eddie He started his new garden. He's got fresh mulch down. He pulled it back and put that first tomato in. Just look at that soil, and that tomato looks like it's got a wonderful home. Eddie, we look forward to seeing how your garden grows. Your deep mixed mulch garden looks wonderful. That soil is beautiful. Thank you. Larry and Michelle have a combination of containers and raised beds. Their strawberries look fantastic. Now their raised beds have the regular vegetables in it, and it's coming along fine. Their peppers and their tomatoes are benefiting from the heat island effect of being in town. Larry, Michelle, thank you for showing exactly what's possible in a small area. We look forward to seeing how your container garden grows, and your flowers are beautiful as always. North Carolina's treating you well. Now I've got the hugel mound ready to have the sweet potatoes put in, along with our cabbages and our lettuce, and this is a little chaotic, although they're growing just fine packed that close together. You can do this too. It is amazing what a few weeks and a few zones will do to gardens across America. We've just looked at a few that are going pretty well. I think the temperature's now at a point where I can go ahead and start putting tomatoes in my garden. But let's go on down to Zone 8, East Texas. They're harvesting onions already. You want to talk about chaos? Look at this raised bed of tomatoes. Mike, Linda, it is wonderful. We look forward to your harvest continuing to come in. And Saturday wouldn't be Saturday if we didn't go down to Florida. Bruce's Food Forest, they're full on harvesting. Their carrots are coming up. Just take a look at those onions. They've got eggplant, they've got squash, and the beans are already coming in really well. This bodes for a very good summer. Bruce, thank you for showing us what we get to look forward to. Aren't our contributors awesome? Leave a comment down below and let everybody know just exactly how much you appreciate them sharing what's going on in their garden. And I invite you to become a member of this group. We're just a loose-knit group of people that like to get our hands dirty and grow things that taste good. There's no obligation, and it doesn't cost anything. You just send in a photo now and again. Let us celebrate what's going on in your garden and help inspire others that may want to learn how to garden. And if you want to learn a little more about why the deep mixed mulch works the way it works, I've got a workbook. Now, if you want to know the plants that we like to eat and some little ditty about my past, I've got a bigger book. Check it out in the description box below. The truth behind chaos gardening is strategic seed selection. Let nature help you out. Let a few things go to seed every year. And then, when it comes time to plant, Mother Nature's already done most of the heavy lifting. And they planted seeds that are going to perform better than stuff you can buy at the store. You can do this too. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.